What's up, Tube? Welcome to Low Guido's Chop Shop, the second best gel blaster channel on the tubes. And I got my hands on one of these recently. And if you're into gel blasters, you probably already know what this is. It says it. You would have read the description of the video. So I don't know why I try to do these reveals when you clearly already know. Anyway, so I got myself one of these muzzletek hopups because I wanted something to go on my Black Hornet, and I liked the design of this, how it had the 11mm reverse thread and kind of resembles a little suppressor. And this is, I was pretty impressed with this. This is a 3D print hop up, but it's not just a 3D print. It's a resin cast 3D print. Like it's done with a special resin 3D printer, and that fits into a knurled aluminium sort of like a can basically that goes on the end of your blaster, and then there is a grub screw here to hold it on and a grub screw here to adjust it. And I thought that looks really cool, and I'm pretty keen to get a go at this because like the quality of this is really quite nice, and the box that it comes in is really cool too. I don't know if you noticed, not that the box makes that much difference to the performance, but it did look pretty cool. And obviously this is also designed so that whenever you screw this in, it's reverse thread 11mm, you can then adjust the direction of this to suit, so it sits at the top, and then do this grub screw up to hold it in place. And I thought this was really cool, and like the tolerances, like can you hear this? The tolerances are so good that it actually makes that little satisfying noise when you remove it. Listen to this. Anyway, so I was talking to Marty from Azrael's, and I'm like, yeah, sick, I got one of those muzzletek hop-ups, I'm going to do a video. And he's like, what are you talking about? That's the old one. We got a new one now. So he hooked me up with this. Now, from what I can tell, we have a very similar 3D printed tongue and hop-up setup, but it is slightly different. It is slightly improved, and also in these nice little. How good is this packaging? This packaging is. I love how even the little grub screws have got a little hole. Can you see this? Little grub screws in there. I'm gonna get this paper off so that we can get a look. There we go. Now, as I said, I want to use this for my Hornet. So you've got the 11mm reverse thread adapter there, but also there is the this machined adapter here, which screws in there, and then that gives it a 14mm reverse counterclockwise thread as well, so you can thread that onto an AEG or a bigger blaster, something that's got a 14mm reverse thread. So that's really cool as well. And one of the other cool things, I've got a what do we got? The tracer unit, the lighter S, and I wanted to run that as well. So if I wanted to run the hop up and that, there's even an adapter so that you can run the hop up on the end. Now, if I had one gripe, it's probably this little sort of notch that you get when you do have the tracer unit. I'd probably prefer it to be one single tube, but hey, you can't have everything. And I mean, given that that's purely a cosmetic thing, and there's pretty much no other hop up out there that allows you to easily fit a tracer unit on, I think that that's just that's a small aesthetic gripe on my part. But I mean, the rest of this unit looks amazing. I can't wait to test it out. Let's test it out. I've done hop up type testing videos in the past where I've tried to do distance testing and it just doesn't work. I haven't got a good way of filming that and making it viewable. However, early on in the piece I did do some tests where I got some cardboard and a laser sight, and you could see where I was aiming with the laser, and then you could see the difference the hop made to where I was aiming. The only problem is that I don't have a really long range at my disposal, and I guess long range is kind of where hop ups really come into their own. But I could only test out to about 17 meters max, 10 meters probably ideally, but if I sort of stretch my workshop diagonally, I could probably squeeze maybe 17 meters out, but we'll see how we'll go, and I'll set up a test. Okay, so granted that test is only at 10 meters, so it is kind of hard to tell, but if I pop this in front of the camera, let's just zoom out a bit. Okay, this is the no hop, and you can see the red dot I was kind of aiming for here, and you can see most of the grouping is just a little bit lower than the red dot. You can see the laser wasn't, I hadn't set the laser, I hadn't zeroed it or anything, I just whacked it on and just went for it. So I mean, it was pretty close, but I guess I could have dropped the laser down to where the bulk of the group was. However, I didn't change the laser for both tests, so I think that's important. That's the important thing. So you can see this is where the bulk of the group was sitting with no hop from where I was aiming. Now if I show you the hop target, you'll see the laser dodge is up there. The bulk of the grouping was down here. I don't know if you can see that, and I don't know if that showed up on video that well, but that comes into it a little bit because the hop up will naturally cause a bit of a downward slope as it hits the gel coming out of the muzzle, and then because as it hits the gel at the top it pushes it down a bit, it puts the backspin on and then it rises back up after, so it sort of goes in like a reverse arc. It starts dropping low and then it comes back up again, and that's the way that it works through the Magnus effect. And I guess what my short range test, it was 10 meters, so you could tell at 10 meters you were starting to get a drop on most of the shots. But where a hop up comes into play is much further out than 10 meters. Again, unfortunately, I just cannot get footage that does that any justice. But you will have to take my word for it. When I did use it out in the open field, the distance was noticeably longer and the trajectory was noticeably straighter. And again, I guess you could tell that the hop was having some sort of effect by looking at the groupings on the short range. You could tell that it was on the downward, and they do tend to come back up again after at long range. Now, unfortunately, I can't get any good footage to back up what I'm saying other than my personal experience. And so, I mean, my personal experience says that the muzzletek hop-ups on the APS pistol are a good thing, and they do work. They do improve your range. Absolutely, definitely. There is no questions about it whatsoever. I do like this product. This is not sponsored, by the way. I'm not sponsored by muzzletek or anything. But it is good. It is good to have a hop up that goes on a pistol, because there's plenty of hop up options available for the AEGs. But then when you get to the GBBs, the pistols, there's not much out there really. You got very limited room to work with on them as well, so it's not much that can do that sort of hopping up effect. This works. What can I say? It works. It's good. It definitely improves the range and the accuracy of the GBB, of the APS GBB pistols. I can't speak for other pistols because that's all I've tested it on is the APS one. Yeah. So either way, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget you can hit me up for a patch, or you can buy me a coffee. Peace.